So you've got an email list, you've been growing it with a high converting pop-up form, just like we showed you in previous videos. But now you're facing the big question, what do you actually send to these subscribers? And if you're like most e-com brands, you're probably stuck in the discount loop of 10% off, 15% off, buy one, get one free, free shipping, you name it, right? And while discounts definitely drive sales, they come with two massive problems. Firstly, they only train your customers to buy when there's a sale going on, which massively kills your profit margins. And secondly, they burn out your list faster than anything else, absolutely tanking your engagement rates. So in this video, I'm gonna show you 5 non-discount emails that you can send out to your Klaviyo email list that will drive sales, build brand loyalty, and protect your margins. And these are the exact email types we use for our clients who are currently generating 6 and 7 figures monthly with emails alone. Okay, cool. So disclaimer here, before I go into the 5 best non-discount emails, I just want you to understand that every email here, the best performers are going to be very niche specific. So what I mean by this, what works well for health and wellness brands versus beauty brands is going to be completely different, right? I've tried to label this as generic top 5 best non-discount emails. So that being FAQs, testimonials, myth busting, motivational, and educational. Of course, what works best for certain brands is going to be very niche specific. And I'll get onto that in a little bit more detail later on. As you can see underneath the 5 topics here, some actually have subtopics. So educational, you can see, has got a few subtopic email campaigns that I'd like to talk about, that being us versus them, recipes, tip-based emails, and how-to guide-based emails, right? Motivational has sort of storytelling aspects to it as well, which can help drive a more impactful campaign. Myth busting usually includes a lot of data, statistics, and data-driven campaigns, so they sort of go hand in hand. And then we've also got testimonials, which has got a big branch, such as success stories, case studies, which you see here, reviews, and before and afters, okay? FAQs, pretty self-explanatory, right? So you've got your top 5 e-commerce brands. I'm going to go through what works sort of best for each individual niche, as well as I'm sure this is going to apply to at least your brand. If you're watching this, you will fall under one of these umbrellas or a close cousin of one of these niches, right? So let's just go through top to bottom from FAQs and show you how this can actually look from a non-discount based email campaign. So as you can see here, BioP, this is one of our brands. And just so you understand what I've done here, I've gone through every single Notion board of all the different campaigns we've done for all of our different brands to get you the top selects of these non-discount campaigns. So you're getting a glimpse at literally the best examples of non-discounted campaigns across the board from multi-million-pound companies to see what's actually the best performers here. So as you can see here, biopreventative, your top FAQs answered. So these guys actually sell weight loss injections such as semaglutide injections, if you're familiar. Anyway, more to the point, weight loss solutions. So again, a lot of your customers, they're going to have frequently asked questions, and this applies to every single brand. FAQs applies to every single brand. Your customers got questions. Sometimes they just can't be bothered to go ahead and actually find the answers themselves, right? Customers are lazy. You need to put it in front of them, make it crystal clear. That's why this campaign can be so effective. So, you know, will these treatments work for me? These are questions your customers are going to have. What are the side effects? That would be a question I'd be having if I'm injecting a product into my body, right? Is it affordable? Again, a huge pain point here. And is there a guarantee in place? And how much weight loss can I lose? These are 5 really big, impactful questions that, again, if it's a big objection your customer might have and you rectify this in an email, chances are that's actually going to push them over the edge and get them to convert, right? So that's for a weight loss solution. Another example here is for a product called Love Health. Similar sort of aspects in terms of like health and wellness. They do supplements. Again, just Q&As here, simple Q&As. You can see how this is been illustrated here. Even as well, rather than just taking them to the store, what you can do is have the call to action take them to an article. So read the full article. So this is coming back to that weight loss injection. I don't actually know how to pronounce this, so I'm not even going to bother, but this product represents a groundbreaking advancement in the world of weight loss medications. Today we're giving you a sneak peek behind the curtain, telling you everything about TERS, whatever it's called, from what it is to how it can revolutionize your weight loss journey. So they can read the full article here, which has got all these different questions they might have, rather than just putting it in this email. So instead of making a long, lengthy email and going through all their questions, if they really do want to learn a lot more about it, you can send them to an article where they can read everything they need to know. Another one here, everything you need to know about teeth whitening, right? Is teeth whitening safe? How long does it take to see results? Will whitening make my teeth sensitive? Notice as well with these emails, we're not sending them these huge blocky articles, but we're keeping it really short, straight to the point with bullet points. We still want to make sure these emails are visually digestible and easy to read. We're not sending them a complete article or wiki page of Q&As, okay? So that's the FAQ section. Definitely go ahead and try that that out, I would suggest sending that out at least once every 2 months as a minimum, okay? And try different FAQs or just double down on what works, okay? Next in line is testimonials. So this can fall under case studies, reviews, before and afters. Let's go from left to right and show you how this can work dependent on your brand. So if you are a brand that don't have any visual before and after or any pictures, you can literally just take the best testimonials you've had from customers for your brand. So this is Citron. This is a brand that we work with. They sell sneakers. This is one of the emails talking about experiences from customers. We've literally just took snippets from their reviews page and put them into an email. Same sort of thing with another brand here, but this was rather than just a product that's based on aesthetics, so that being like fashion and apparel, if you like it or you don't like it. This is based on a confidence building brand. So these guys, they sell shoes that actually elevate your height. They're called Paparazzo. So their main USP is boosting your confidence, right? If you want to, gain an extra 7 centimeters in height, you can see that this has been elaborated as well within a review. So here's what our customers have said. Even my girl is proud walking next to me now. So yeah, we're going to cultivate these based on the pain points of the brand so that we can actually give the customers the solution and show other customers have seen the exact result that they're potentially looking for if they're a buyer, right? So you can see how that works in terms of text-based reviews. What else you can do as well? So this was a katana brand. So these guys sell katanas. They basically have a bunch of different people buying katanas from them. Let's actually go ahead and show people's experience of buying these katanas, hanging it up on the shelf as well, so how it actually can look in your room. This looks really cool, right? A good mantelpiece. So you've got all these different reviews with images. Let's move on from this and show you some more advanced ways we can go ahead and show customer reviews. So change the way you feel every day. This was actually from one of our welcome series, but I still think you could send this out from a browser abandonment email. So this was from a browser abandonment email. But I do feel like this could be still used as a campaign and adapted. So verified review, okay? What a difference. Start using this product about a month ago after suffering bloating, digestive upset cramps. Again, narrating more of a story. Victoria, another verified person. I would even go on and say this is an expert who's reviewed and verified your brand. So if you have any authoritative figures, it could be doctors, it could be celebrity endorsements, it could be influencers, creators who are well known in the space, you can go ahead and use them inside the email. So it's just a bit deeper than a review that's not so generic from a random person, but someone who's got some form of authority, okay? Again, another example here, real results, Amber's inspiring weight loss journey. So if you've got a really powerful success story, go ahead and use this. We've also got a before and after review, so this gets even more bonus points, and I'll get onto why before and afters are so good in a minute. But yeah, Amber's journey, and actually have a review from Amber. If you've got anything like this, a customer who's had a life-changing success story with you, definitely go ahead and send that as an email. That's going to get a ton of people checking out your website and potentially taking that leap with your brand. Next step, before and afters. If you've got a series of different before and afters, go ahead and show these, right? Anything with a visual before and after like this is going to get you a ton of brownie points because it sells itself. You don't even need to read it. You can just say, oh, right, that's what they've been able to achieve. I can start to envision how this is going to help my hairline if I've got, a lack of hair that I want to grow, right? Same with this brand here, before and afters, weight loss, anything weight loss related with visual results. Again, same sort of concept as that. Last but not least, I would also go ahead, and this ties in with that expert trust aspect, but you don't necessarily always have to show review after review when it comes to case studies, success stories, etc. You can have actual USPs that relate to that. So backed by science and trusted by experts. Comes back to my authoritative aspect earlier that I was talking about. High quality natural ingredients. So this is also something that you could infuse with reviews. You've also got support that lasts. Okay, so just tie it in with other USPs to help make it more impactful, right? So it doesn't have to be just completely review based, but have other USPs integrated with a review to make it a 10 out of 10 campaign. Okay, cool. FAQs done, testimonials, success stories, etc. done. Let's go on to my third top 5 non-discount email, which is myth busting. Breaking down common industry myths. Is there new data or new science in the market that is basically breaking down old beliefs in the market? Is there new science to back up why your solution is actually more beneficial that a lot of people don't really know of right now? So, for example, teeth whitening brand that came to us, basically we went ahead and separated the facts from fiction with teeth whitening. So, myth, whitening damages the enamel, right? The fact is, it's not true. The products we stock are enamel safe, trusted by dentists worldwide. When used as direct, they work to lift stains without harming your teeth, right? So we're doing myth. Here's the myth. Here's the fact. Here's the myth. Here's the fact. Pretty simple as to why that works effectively. Okay, so breaking down old industry beliefs. Another one here as well is you can use statistics. So if you've got any data for your brand as to why it works effectively, you can see here, look, we've got 92% of women saw a reduction in bloating, okay, saw an 8% saw improvement in brain fog. You get the picture, right? Better gut health, here's the stats. Better night health, here's the stats. Statistics, benefits for the statistics. Helps you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, okay? That's another way to look at it. You don't necessarily have to do myth then fact. You can also just use data. If you don't have any data, what you can do is say, here's the science-backed benefits, okay? So here's a brand that works with us. They sell language kits to help kids with obviously developing their language. Here's the science behind it all. It boosts cognitive flexibility, sharpens focus and attention, enhances problem solving and creativity, strengthens memory and recall, okay? There's no statistics here, but here's the benefits and science as to why this works. Another one to look at, smoking versus vaping. So this is doing a sort of it's kind of like an us versus them, but it's like a what you need to know. So it's more educational, breaking down the myths. So as you can see here, here's the actual data. Cigarettes contain over 7,000 chemicals, many of which are harmful and linked to serious health risks. Vapes, on the other hand, use e-liquids that contain fewer chemicals, okay? And I'm not going to go through all these. You can just see what we're doing here, comparing in terms of costs, breaking down the cold hard facts and giving them the truth, right? Same with these two ones here. I'm not going to go through all of these, but you can see what we're doing. Same sort of aspect with vaping versus tobacco. And then this one was natural versus synthetic, okay? So this is kind of like a us versus them, but we're also just giving them the facts and data as well. So that's data-driven myth-busting campaigns. Let's go through motivational campaigns / storytelling. So these sort of go hand in hand. And the first one I want to go through is Alchemy. So these guys, they sell blend of different sort of matcha and caffeine-based products with adaptogens that obviously help with cognitive function, right? So we want to say here, your healthiest year starts here. Let's thrive in 2025. As we step into the new year, there's no better time to build the foundation for your year. Let's make 2025 the year of energy, focus, and vitality. Start with the power of Alchemy's blends. Each scoop is packed with scientifically backed ingredients that do more than just boost your energy. So the motivational aspect here is obviously like, let's start your year off, right? Get you in the healthiest shape possible. Wellness backed by science, and just sort of giving them the cold hard truth in terms of the science aspect here. Other ways you can do this is with the history. So this is also coming back to this brand here, the ultimate ancient superfood. You can see we're talking about the actual story behind this product. So this product is found in Shilajit. I hope I've just not absolutely butchered that. But we're actually just giving a bit of background as to why it's so special and how this medicine actually helps with, vitality and combat aging, the science of it, where it originated from, and the benefits you'll feel, all compact into one big educational email, okay? Another thing to look at, this is more of a storytelling aspect. So this is Kamoka Pearl. They're a family-run business in the French Polynesia, and they basically sustainably source these pearls from the coast of, French Polynesia. So they go ahead and basically just paint the picture here saying, our story began on a sailboat crossing endless Pacific waters until our family landed on a atoll where ocean and sky stretch as far as you can see. Here in this pristine lagoon, Kamoka Pearl took root. So we're just doing a bit of brand story here for this campaign. Family run, sustainably farmed, handcrafted, one of a kind, real human service. Okay, so let a piece of, I don't know how to pronounce this, Ahi's beauty become part of your story too. Shop now. So you can do storytelling. Another one here, driven by a simple mission, storytelling in terms of empowering dentists to provide the highest quality oral care. Tired of overpaying for your dental instruments? And then it just goes through the costing aspect. We saw a problem too, so this is where we're relating with our story. Too many dentists, dental hygienists, and medical professionals were forced to choose between quality and affordability when it came to their tools. Okay, that never sat right with us, so we built, this brand here. So storytelling, huge aspect, and motivation as well. So you can have more motivational emails, get people to envision, starting their healthiest year possible. Let's thrive together in 2025. I do know as well with some of these emails, I've got get 30% off. I have just pulled these from some certain campaigns. You don't necessarily need to have the discount code. I know this is meant to be on the top 5 non-discount emails, but you can see sort of where we're going with this. So yeah, just ignore the discount on some of these. So, cool. Let's go through educational because there's a lot to go through here. So us versus them, using the law of comparison. So this doesn't necessarily mean you rip apart your competitors, although we have done that in some of these. Have we done that in some of these? No, ignore that. So yeah, us versus them. So showing why you are the best solution on the market. What makes us different? Safety first, quality you can count on, easy assembly, hassle-free delivery, 12-month guarantee. So that's sort of comparing why you are the better choice over competitors without actually calling out your competitors. Another way we've done this is with this brand here. They sell CBD cartridges. And here we just go on to say, here's why our cartridges basically crush the competition. Flavor, pure potency, quality that shouts straight from us, no nonsense. So we cut the middlemen, etc., etc., right? So this is how you can do it without ripping apart other competitors. Another example here, Project Lean Nation, they sell meal prep. Why this is more than just a meal prep, okay? So here is why we compare to competitors. Us, obviously, structured nutrition, expert coaching, etc., etc. Them, obviously, generic meal delivery, no guidance, no accountability, and no real results. So here's why we're better than competitors. Here's what makes us different without ripping apart our competitors. Another way you can do this is with actual charts. So show our brand, Comfy Beds. They basically sell divan beds. Us versus other brands, made in Britain, built to last, mass produced, low quality. You get the memo here, right? You can see that. Now, another thing you can do as well is actually use the law of comparison, but not necessarily do it with other competitors or other solutions in the market or other brands. But if you've got two similar products, coming back to that weight loss injections earlier, there's two injections here. Just help them find out which one is best for them. Educate them on this. So we've done semaglutide versus tirzepatide. Hope I made that correct. But yeah, we basically shown like the effectiveness of both, and obviously just broke down like a comparison here, like product versus product in terms of cost and effectiveness, so they can find the best solution for them. And then we've even done before and afters as well with semaglutide versus tirzepatide. So really just breaking down the comparison here. Another way of doing this is like, why choose us? So if you really don't want to do an us versus them, you can do, here's why clients across the UK trust us, or here's why, X amount of people trust us. Fire safety compliance, made in the UK, tailored for your industry, and bulk order discounts. So you can go ahead and see how us versus them can be so effective. Now, for recipes, this is a bit niche specific. I would definitely go ahead and use this if you have a consumable based product or supplement where you can actually blend this into, some form of recipe, right? So this is alchemy. Here's how you can make these cookies with their ingredients. So peanut butter cookies, using their products, right? And you've actually got the guide here as how to actually go ahead and make that. Now, the reason why this works so effectively, A, is because it helps them to get creative with your product, but also B, if they find a recipe that they really enjoy using, they find this to be something that they can use in their daily routine or in their weekly routine, that's going to help with your lifetime value because they'll become dependent on that product because, it's going to help with, maybe it's for their fitness goals, for example, right? You get where I'm going with this. Another one to look at is how-to guides. So how-to is pretty simple. For example, Bulldog Gear, they sell workout equipment. We've actually gave people workouts that they can use with that product. Comes back to this sort of ritual of them becoming dependent on your product. Without our, elastic rubber bands, how are they going to do the actual workout program that we've listed here? Okay, so if they find a workout they like, then of course they're going to keep using the product. Again, another one we've done is like what makes an active rest day. So you can show you the benefits and how to actually achieve the best out of your rest days. Another one here is the busy person's guide to a brighter smile. So how to actually get a better smile. We gave them a 3-step formula here to achieving a better smile. It's a how-to guide, just providing more value with educational content. Cool. So the last thing to go through would be the tips that you can give out. So valuable based tips. So for example, Klaviyo, they sell supplements. One of their supplements helps get better sleep, but we don't just want to be so focused on that product all the time. So what we did was top tips for better sleep. And we actually gave them tips for getting better sleep. And then obviously Core Renew, this helps with digestive health and obviously inevitably helps with better sleep, right? So that's the cherry on top. Better days start with better nights. Shop now. So that's for that product there. Another one would be like 5 tips to get back into your fitness routine after summer, giving out valuable based tips here. And then obviously another tip based, should you try High Rocks? Okay, so those are the top 5 non-discount emails. I know we've just sped through those, but I didn't want to spend too much time on those. Of course, some are going to be more applicable to each individual niche. So yeah, there you have it. So there you have it, 5 powerful non-discount emails that you can use to drive revenue, protecting your brand's value, and keeping your list engaged. Using these email campaigns will help you break free from that discount dependency that's killing so many e-commerce brands' profitability. But let's be honest, you're going to need more than just 5 email campaigns for sustained growth on your email account. You need a comprehensive email marketing strategy that includes the following: a high converting pop-up to grow your list, perfect deliverability to make sure your emails actually land in the primary inbox, optimized flows that generate revenue on autopilot, and of course a diverse campaign calendar that keeps your list engaged. And that's exactly what we provide for our clients. If you want us to implement this complete system for your brand, click the first link in the description and book a free strategy call. We'll analyze your current Klaviyo account and show you exactly how we can maximize your email revenue whilst maintaining your reputation. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.